Who want one last trip to the long trail?
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a little update on what happened in the Bandai Namco Summer Showcase that included Fahkumram, and also filling you guys in on what will be happening next for Tekken and what to look forward to. First, we'll start off with this collaboration that was announced all the way back in March. First, we'll start off with this collaboration that Tekken announced with Atelier Yumiya. This was all the way back in March, and some players were very excited about this, but others were confused because we didn't know what this meant at the time. Some people were assuming this was like character related, but now that we know entirely of what season 2 will be, we know that this will be nothing of that sort. So now the questions are still arising once more. What is this collaboration? And I at the time thought this was just a one-sided collaboration, where you see here Tekken is Tekken emotes and aesthetics are being featured in this game, and I thought that was the farthest it was going to go. But at the Fahkumram showcase, they revealed to us that more is actually on the way. We don't have any details on what this collaboration will be in terms of what Tekken will be receiving, but seeing as how they received customization items and iconic Tekken references, maybe we'll receive the same from this game. This game was able to sell over 300,000 units worldwide, making it the fastest selling in the Atelier series as a whole. It was also featured on the front page of Famitsu's magazine, so this game is finding some success, and with Tekken collaborating with it, maybe we will find more, maybe Tekken will grow. But so far, all we have to go off of is this picture here that they showed us quite some time ago that has Reina and I don't even know the main character's name, but both of these characters featured. Will it be a skin costume for Reina? I don't know. One thing that I will say about this is that I hope it is much better than the Karate Kid collaboration. For the Karate Kid collaboration, all they did was put a Tekken 8 poster on one of the train scenes in the movie, but then they slapped Karate Kid advertisement all over the stage. And then they also put in these orange-red PNG hoodies that everyone dislikes. It was also made a mockery of by the entire FGC, especially in comparison to all of the great stuff that Street Fighter is getting. And I don't know if you guys seen the reveals, but it looks amazing. So we'll find out more about that collaboration soon, but now let's talk about the character Fahkumram. This is his showcase. And in terms of his design, the developers spoke about the mocap actor. Michael Murray was definitely very excited about the whole thing. You know, he actually practices Muay Thai. It's something that he does in his day-to-day, which is why he also now says that Fahkumram is his new favorite character. But then something that they showed off was these new concept arts for Fahkumram, where they talked about the tattoo that is on his back. And they explain how these tattoos are basically a type of ward that protects the fighter. Now, these wards are not working at all because Fahkumram was captured, imprisoned, he was struck by lightning, he fights bears because he's forced to, his family was taken hostage. He needs to get his money back for these tattoos and have them laser removed because they're not working. The developers also said the people who came up with these designs, because it was actual Thailand monks who came up with these designs, they also blessed Tekken 8 so the game may prosper and do well. In terms of gameplay, one thing that I think is really interesting is the move where he does down forward 1, he cancels it with the forward 3. But now it looks like he has a new version where it's a tracking mid. And I went back to Tekken 7 to see if the low tracked as well, and the low does track. Now, will the low track in Tekken 8? I'm not sure, but they gave him a new variation where he can now do the low and the mid, and this would basically make it to where you have to guess between both attacks. From what we can see, tracking mid and a tracking low. The low launches, the mid puts you into a spin for a mix-up. What he will be able to do after this, we don't know because the developers don't show us, but they are seemingly buffing the character and giving him new ways to attack. As for the other things that they show in this clip, it's not much to go off of. These are all things that we've seen already. The heat smash, his launcher, a simple combo, etc. They also highlight Fahkumram as a character who is for players who likes to deal damage with one big attack instead of poking down a lot. But then also after the Fahkumram showcase, we will get the official Tekken Tekken Talk. That statement is true but also false because they did announce not a Tekken Talk but a Tekken Summer updates. Now there's nothing here listed about the balance update that will also take place at the same time. In that, the small details we do have is that some characters will be buffed. They said they will try to do it in a way that does not affect balancing, but I don't understand what that means. We'll have to see the patch notes. But then they also said they would like to change the way that rage arts work on block, and players assume that means a nerf. But whatever else they plan to do in this update, no one knows. We do know that this is the final update for quite some time, so players are expecting significant fixes to the game. And considering that we're probably like 90 days or so from the launch of Season 2, they had more than enough time to make meaningful changes with this update in comparison to the other updates that they were doing like 2 weeks from launch.